Welcome to the final day of the demonstrations for the Neo Frontier Launchpad Hackathon event. This week has been filled with some really great presentations and demonstrations from projects that were built over the 6-week-long Launchpad event that was part of that had a planathon and then a development phase afterwards. It's been awesome to see all the great projects that everyone's delivered this week and that we're going to see today. And speaking on behalf of Neo News today, I really look forward to covering all your projects moving forward and building a line of communication with everyone. So on our final day of demonstrations, I just want to say thank you to everyone, including NGD and all the moderators for previously hosting these previous events. So today we're going to be hearing from dClubhouse, a decentralized clubhouse built on the Neo blockchain, Impel, a application that motivates people to use the Neo blockchain through activities like walking, and To the Moon, an NFT-based strategy game. So to begin with our first presentation today, we're going to be hearing from Arpit and Aman from dClubhouse. So let me unmute them and we will start to go.
Yeah, hi Darlene and hi everyone. I'm Arpit and here we have made a project along with my two teammates Aman and Aniket. We have made a project Cattery, which is a dynamic NFT based decentralized clubhouse. Next. Cattery allows only users which have our NFT to use our talking rooms. In our system, a single user will be able to invite only two other users using NFTs. But next. In this method, there is a catch that a malicious user may exploit the system by minting two NFTs to his own two different wallets. So to prevent this, we have our own NEP17 tokens named as Whisker. So before someone wants to be invited to the platform, he will have to lock some Whisker tokens to be eligible to receive an NFT from an inviter. These NEP17 tokens can also be used to trade these NFTs. Next. So this is our architecture. An invitee locks some certain NEP17 tokens for memberships. Now he can ask a referral from an existing member. The inviter sends his two NFTs to him. But since we want the NFTs to be unique, so neonative Oracle service will be called with a seed to the API so that our machine learning based GAN model can generate an NFT based on that seed. And now the user, since he has received the NFT, he will be eligible to take part of all the talking rooms in our platform. Next. This was our tech stack. We use Neo blockchain, we use machine learning and neonative Oracle service. And yeah. Our user acquisition model was using something known as Velvet Rope strategy. It is basically like creating new users from the existing user base. Like we use the existing user base to invite some new users, just like Clubhouse does, and let FOMO do the rest. Our future scope is to create a membership marketplace using WSK NEP17 tokens. And we also want to give some exclusive memberships to people who have some exclusive who bear some exclusive NFTs to our platform. Yeah, now Aman, we can proceed with the demo. Yeah, let us say this is a completely new user. He has just some WSK tokens and some gas. Now he will have to log these tokens to be eligible to receive an NFT from an inviter. He will log these tokens. Yeah, the tokens have been logged. Now let us switch to a user who is already a member of the platform. Yeah, user 1 is already a member of the platform. We will refresh our screen. Wait for it to load. Yeah. As we can see, this user already has access to all the rooms. We can move to all room section. Yeah, these are all rooms where the user can join these rooms to talk and all. And now let us move to our core functionality to invite a new user. For this, an existing user will have to mint some invitee NFTs so that he can invite someone. He will mint some invitee NFTs for himself. Here, the new native Oracle service makes a request to our API, which uses machine learning to generate some unique NFTs, and so it takes some time to form. Yeah, the new native Oracle has not responded yet. We will wait for some more time and then try again. Yeah, the Oracle has now responded, and here we have our two unique NFTs. These invitee NFTs can be used to invite someone. Now let us grab the public key of the new user which we want to invite. Yeah, let us copy this key. Paste his address there. And transfer these NFTs to him. Yeah, the referral NFTs have been transferred. These are the transaction hashes on the new blockchain. And now we will move back to the new user to check whether yeah, one NFT has been registered since we have already invited one user. Now let us move back to the new user. And let us refresh our screen. Yeah, as we can see now, this member has also access to all the rooms. And let us say join a room to check whether everything we can access or not. Oops.
I think there's some like access issue because someone is presenting on both sides, so he might not be able to join like the room, I think.
Yeah, now he can start his own. He has started his own room, and some other person can join this room too. Yeah, now we can see two users who can join the platform and talk with each other. That's it. And let us say if any other the new user wants to invite some other person, he will have to follow the same process by heading on to the wallet section. Yeah, that's it from my side. And any questions, please?
Very cool presentation. Um, Having participated in Clubhouse and Twitter conversations through these similar Clubhouse events has been a really unique experience. And I think that there's a lot of opportunity for the new voices in the Neo ecosystem to participate on this platform. So um, I have a few questions, and if anybody else has any, feel free to throw them into the chat. Um, so our first question from the chat is, will you have to use a third-party hosting service to host these voice channels?
Yeah, currently we are using our own service, but for scaling, we are planning to use Agora SDK for it.
Currently, we are using WebRTC for our own.
But for scaling, since scaling management, we will be planning to use Agora SDK.
Cool. And will that be able to scale in layers? You know, like if you have 1,000 users versus 10,000 users?
Yeah, actually, all the popular services using, in fact, Clubhouse also uses Agora SDK, and they have they just grab the API key and let the people join there. They handle all the scaling stuff.
Very cool. So I am curious to learn a little bit more about why you used machine learning to generate NFTs, and maybe describe just generally what that process is like.
We actually wanted the cat NFTs to be unique. So there is something known as GAN model.
Yeah, maybe I think I'll explain that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
so basically we wanted to first show like an association of who invited you, and then sort of like a link to the guy that you will invite. So first there's like a Genesis account, you have like an NFT, then when you actually mint an NFT that you are going to send as an invite, that is specific to you and that is uniquely generated. So no one else would have that similar invite NFT. Now, when you send that invite NFT to another user, that becomes the part of the system. It is their own NFT, and then the process repeats again. So you are in this sort of way, you basically get like a chain. So you can track that you invited this. You can go back to who invited you. So it kinds of links it in a decentralized way to the source.
Awesome. So I guess if like uh, the person that I invited a person who invited a person, you know, if we go down the chain to like 10 people, we can see that I was the Genesis invitee.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
you can go back to actually see like your contribution, like you transferred in the NFT and also that doesn't
And
go.
and not only this, that this is not just for show purposes. In future, as we say that, let us say you invited some people, let us say you invited some 5 people to your, so people having who have been invited by you will be will be allowed to access your own room only. Let us say you want only 10 users, so you invite those 10 users and only they will be able to access the platform.
Awesome. And let's say I become like a super user on Cattery and I use my 2 NFTs immediately. Will there be an opportunity to invite more people? Can I mint more NFTs to invite others if I'm active on the platform?
Currently, currently it is that you can't invite more than 2 users. But in future, we are planning that if you stake more number of Whisker tokens, which are NEP 17, so then you will have, then you can increase your membership that you want to invite people.
And we would go a lot into like the tokenomics and all related to that, because as we are staking tokens into our contract, we don't want it to go stale and just sit in our contract. So in future, we are planning to integrate some of the DeFi protocols that do something like yield farming, like vaults and all, so that just by not being like being a part of a system is nice, but it would be even better if you are actually gaining some profit of by just being the part of a system. So in that sense, we would be utilizing that tokens to actually generate more, and we could distribute it between users.
Yeah, I've seen some great thought experiments going into the combination of NFTs and DeFi from the hackathon, and this project is one of them. So that's a really cool kind of concept moving forward that we might be able to experiment with in the Neo ecosystem. I guess my last question is, did you guys explore any of the potential identity standards for Neo ID? And if so, were they at all applicable to your project?
We did not, as of now, did not explore new identity standards, but we explored new FS for the NFT system so that we can store it there.
Yeah,
Due
we
to
kind
the
of
time
ran out of
limitation
sort of
of
time to actually integrate that IPFS
Neo
part of
FS.
storing NFT new FS into that.
So not to put you guys on the spot, but is this something that could tentatively go live in 2021, or is there a time frame for when we might be able to have Cattery conversations?
I think most of our project is nearly ready. So I guess just besides testing the scaling, how much is it scalable, we don't have anything much to do left.
Well, I'm looking forward to participating if and when the platform goes live.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
And then
Thanks,
there's one last comment in here from NGD. You can work with Neo's partner projects like Ghost Market, which is an NFT marketplace, and Explorer, to put your invite NFTs into more hands of the Neo users to help build the Neo base. So,
Yeah, we were actually thinking about something about like a marketplace where actually users could sell their invites if they do not have someone directly that they could refer to. But so it could be like a trading or betting on who's gonna get into the system by buying it on a marketplace.
yeah, cool. That sounds awesome. Ghost Market has been building out their platform for over a year now, so there are potential collaborations in the ecosystem. Great job, guys. That was an awesome presentation.
Thanks, Alan.
Thanks.
And next, we're going to be hearing from the Impel team. We're going to be talking with Kinshuk and Pampita.
Hi everyone. This is Kingshuk and I have Pampita with me.
Hello. Hi everyone.
Hello.
Let me just share my screen so that we can go through the demo. Yeah, so Impel, basically, we have built it with the intention that people become the best versions of themselves. And fitness is one of the key aspects of that. And we always see that, I mean, of course, all of us want to be fit, all of us want to go for runs daily, but sometimes it gets difficult to keep up the motivation on a sustained basis. So we thought of clubbing like how we can improve the motivation and use blockchain as a medium to sort of incentivize them financially, as well as social rewards via NFTs. So that, I mean, you really have something to look forward to, and you have challenges that you can win and get benefited from, right? So that's our overall goal. A bit about us. So we have like all of us, both of us are from engineering background with development experience. I've done a couple of startups and mostly in the like high tech space around chatbots, NLP, and lately into blockchain. So this is our first endeavor into active blockchain development and was really a rewarding experience learning about the N3 platform. So now moving on to the solution, how we have done it is this, like we have taken the smart contract term in its essence. And when you are using the Impel platform, it's like you are putting in skin in the game. So like you are putting in something and committing to the platform that you will complete X challenges. And based on that, you get rewarded, as I said, financially based on the commitment you have made. as well as you get rewarded socially that you can like highlight as badges or tokens on the platform itself. So the core concept is centered around challenges. So this is a brief outline of what the life cycle of a challenge is. So you have the initial state where it's not started, and you have a defined start time. So to give an example, let's say it's like July 10K challenge. So what that means is I'll complete 10 kilometers running or walking uh, in a single activity, right? And that I can do during this entire course when the challenge is active. Now what happens is once the time frame of the challenge ends, I will get a period of time, typically 2 weeks is what we have kept, where I can submit my results. And this is where oracles and integrations with other systems have come into the picture. So we have used Strava as a source of truth for validating whether the person have completed the tasks or activities as mentioned in the challenge, and they can submit the data. So there we have sort of maintained a separate backend server to manage the authentication and normalize across various channels. So we have plans of integrating with other services as well. Now, once the evaluation period or the submission period completes, then the challenge will be evaluated. So based on whoever has submitted the challenge, we'll go through the challenge parameters and determine whether they have qualified or not. And the people who have qualified the challenges or have completed the challenge successfully, they will get 20% additional to what they have committed initially, right? So let's say if you have and I forgot to mention that we have used gas as the token or the currency, and we have not introduced a new one because people would be fairly comfortable with that and it could be easily traded on the exchanges. uh, so yeah, so let's say I have committed 10 gas. So if I've completed the challenge, I'll get 12 gas, so to say, right? And along with that, I'll get a customized NFT minted out for me, and that will be listed on the platform. Or I mean, it follows the NEP 11 standard, so it could be like highlighted in other channels as well. Right? A brief about the architecture, like key pieces. So we have the front end application integrated with Neon Wallet and Neon JS for completing the system task. We have the NFT token separate and the main smart contract, which will manage the challenge lifecycle, evaluation of the challenges, and so on. And we have the backend to sort of, as I said, integrate, authenticate with external services and normalize the data so that there are minimal calls from the Oracle, from the blockchain to the various service, and we can like authenticate or validate the data entries that users have entered, right? So let me jump right into the demo. So this is the welcome screen. So I already have registered as a user. So Neoline pops up and I go into the platform. So as you can see, I have a list of active challenges that are going on right now. So what we have done is right now you have two kinds of challenges. So one is you have to complete like, let's say 10 kilometers or a half marathon in a single activity. And the other type is more aggregate, like I have to complete 50 kilometers during July, right? So these are the two kinds of challenges we have kept in. And of course, this can be scaled to various other types depending on other activities. So as you can see, like these are the challenges I can join. So I've already joined this. So that's why this is disabled for me. So how I will join a challenge is, as I said, I'll have to commit a certain gas amount, and the rewards are highlighted here. And of course, like we plan to have this determined based on the actual users contribution and the amount, the number of users that have participated in a challenge. So we can optimize the payouts to the users as well as like keep the overall system sustainable financially as well, right? So when I join a challenge, I'll commit the same gas amount, and this will confirm, right? And I can just click yes. So the transaction gets submitted. And now I'll come to the join challenges part. So here I have already subscribed to a few challenges. So yeah, so again, you can see here submission is disabled here because the challenge has not yet completed. But we have kept one challenge in completed state where I can submit the data for evaluation. So this is where the integration with Strava comes in. So I will get authorized to the Strava platform. And once I do that, we'll automatically call the activities API to get all the details for the time frame that the challenge is applicable. And then that gets recorded on the backend initially. And during the evaluation phase, the blockchain or the smart contract will call that data from using oracles as such. And this is where the badges will come into play. So these are for the completed challenges where we have been successful as such, right? So yeah, so this is a high level overview of our solution. Now I would like to touch upon like some key pieces of the platform, especially the economic incentives part and the roadmap ahead. Just a second. Yeah. So basically, we have made some assumptions, of course, based on like, let's say X number of users commit to a challenge, how many of them would actually complete it. And based on that, the system cost as well, like executing all the contracts and making sure the servers are up and running. So uh, at this point, at a static analysis, we have come to the number of 20%. But at the same time, as I said, like, we plan to incorporate the same model within the blockchain itself so that it can real time determine based on the committed amounts and the number of people and optimize the value for the users as well as for the system upkeep, right? And coming to the roadmap part, this is where things get interesting. So of course, like as I said, we have started with Strava, but based on our go-to-market strategy, along with Neo, we'll look at incorporating other platforms as well, like Google Fit and others. Like all of them have APIs, so we can easily pull out the data for the challenges to validate, and the backend will sort of serve to normalize all the data so that the smart contract can become like it doesn't need to change based on each integration. So that is sort of delegated out. And of course, like we'll incorporate a variety of challenges, not just limited to walking or running or even different kinds of evaluation strategies. Now, having said that, fitness as an area we have used as a starting point to validate the core concept, whether someone is willing to contribute or commit an amount to like make sure they are like completing something and setting a target for themselves. But the same concept can be extrapolated to various other aspects, like maybe I want to learn a language. So it may happen that we integrate with Duolingo or something like that. And similarly, a lot of these other things. So we look at this as evolving to something that becomes like a generic protocol for like incentivized gamification that is powered by the N3 blockchain. So that's where we'll end it and open to questions.
Very cool presentation. Again, I have a bunch of questions, but if anybody else does, feel free to ask them in the chat. So I noticed that you didn't show any specific information from the app that you're lifting the proof of hustle off of Strava. But I am a Strava user, and even though I invite my friends, I still get worried sometimes that people can see or deduct where I live based off of what my running routes are. So are there any opportunities for the platform to kind of lift that information and become shareable with anybody who looks at the code base? Do I have to worry about people seeing where I live?
No, so that is what. So we have kept the information that we pull from these platforms to the bare minimum, and that will be reflected in the permissions as well. So in this case, we are just pulling the activities data. So we are not touching even the profile information, any other routes or any like other information that you may have put in. So all that will be obviously be open to auditing, as it is primarily in the smart contract.
Cool. It's really cool that you're looking at using this as a concept to gamify other areas for improving your life, like learning a new skill set, like a language, a speaking language, or maybe this could be applied to like coding boot camps or something like that as well.
Exactly.
Something that's really cool is that you guys built, this is your first project using blockchain and you chose Neo. So maybe you could share a little bit about what specifically drew you to Neo, and maybe tell us a little bit about the toolkits you guys used.
Sure. So although I have started like building on the Neo platform recently on during this hackathon, but I invested little bit of money in Neo like way back in 2017 and 18. So that's where like I had heard about the platform, and when Neo 3 came up with like inbuilt oracles and NFT standards and so on, it really appealed to me because a lot of platforms, even Ethereum, which is like the gold standard for smart contract, doesn't have all these things. So we thought that this is definitely like the place where we need to be, and hackathon was like at the right opportunity for us to jump right in, and it was the sort of impelling incentive for us to dig in. So yeah.
I like the pun. Yeah, it's really cool because a friend said that they have a barber who does not care about cryptocurrency, does not care about blockchain, but loves their walking app that tracks how they walk and loves that they receive rewards in cryptocurrency. So this is an interesting use case where we can be onboarding people into blockchain without them ever even being interested in it. So what tool? So you said you utilized oracles. What tool? What languages did you use when you were
So
building
we
this?
use C# and the entire toolkit around it. So actually, even C# was new for us, and of course, like N3 being the new platform, we struggled a bit with like Neoline and Neon.js, but that was part of the learning. So yeah, I mean, a mix of technologies. Oracles were not working initially, but then yeah, everything fell in place at the end. So.
Yeah, I really like that you guys are utilizing gas as the utility token. I think that there are merits for creating your own token, and there are also merits for using gas. So could you just walk us through the thought process for why you chose to use gas as opposed to creating like an Impel token or anything like that?
Yeah. So we thought of, I mean, that's the standard route which people take for creating their own tokens. So we reserve that for the NFT piece because that is something that will be unique to the platform. But for the primary contract, what we just needed was a financial way of commitment from the user. So if I create my own token, I mean, of course, like that feels good naturally, but at the same time, it will be even a tougher challenge to onboard people on the platform because like they may be familiar with Neo and Gas, but yeah, here is another token and they will like have questions around authenticity and so on. So that's why we chose to have Gas as the medium. So we could have gone Neo as well, but since it is not divisible, so I mean, you couldn't really play granular bets on these challenges. So that's why Gas was the best choice that we felt.
Totally. And so when you complete a challenge, you receive an NFT. Are there any potential future uses where you receive multipliers for having an NFT? So like, let's say I finished a marathon and then each subsequent event I participate in, I get 1.x gas or like
Yes.
1.1x gas because I have this certain NFT.
Correct. So these are some of the ideas that we are working on to improve the rewards model, both on the financial front as well on the NFT side. So you rightly pointed out, like we could have levels, and this is similar to gamification, and there are a lot of models that we can look at as references around it. So a mix of those will definitely will be looking at that for our roadmap as well.
Cool. So I noticed that you had to front or put up gas if you're creating a challenge. What if I want to participate in a challenge? Do I also have to contribute gas?
Yes, yes. So when I say participation towards a challenge, I am basically like, it's more like I'm betting with myself whether I'll complete it. So that's where the motivation comes in, because I have hard cash put in, so I have to complete the activities. So yeah, I think a few challenges are there, like validating the results and making sure that people don't abuse the platform. So we are putting in checks in place for that. So even if we have used Strava, but you can manually enter your activities. So we have created filters. We are planning to create filters where manually entered activities would be rewarded less. So it's not like completely barring them, but at the same time having checks in place so that the system can sustain itself.
Yeah, that way I don't just bet myself that I'm going to go for a run and make 2x Neo just for doing something
Yeah.
I would have done anyways.
Yeah. I wish we could have given Neo and Gaff to everyone, but yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to using this app and maybe using it for one of my rock climbs that I like to do out here. So
Sure.
thank you guys so much for sharing about this, and I really look forward to seeing what comes next.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
And our final presentation today will be from Brandon on To the Moon. To the Moon is an NFT-based game, and we're really looking forward to hearing you guys talk about your awesome new project.
Hello.
Awesome.
Hello and welcome to the Moon Universe. My name is Brandon and I'm the mission specialist here at To the Moon Universe. I'd like to start off the presentation today by introducing you guys to some of our team. Anthony is our flight engineer. Nika is our writer with her master's in creative writing. Ed is our smart contract programmer. Dean is our backend and game developer. Ray is our sound engineer, and Jin is our digital artist. Our universe is very detailed, so I'd like to go through our site to give you guys a better understanding of some of the main concepts. So if that's all right with you guys, I'm going to share my screen now. This is our website, tothemoon.net. To start, I would say after the presentation, pull up chapter 1, the new moon, this PDF right here, and give it a read. Then after that, I would say take some time and go through our universe PDF, which explains the universe and game in greater detail. Of course, congratulations to all the participants and winners, and we're very grateful for winning the Excellence Award. Now to get into a little bit of the story here. Upon arrival, the Cryptonauts were engulfed with a sense of accomplishment, yet a knowingness that more could be done. In this way, they began their journey of making the moon a place to call their own, a home. After doing so and becoming somewhat settled, a group of 4 brave and adventurous Cryptonauts volunteered to explore the dark side of the moon, a place where no one dared to go. Once getting there, they realized there was nothing dark about it at all. The Cryptonauts were introduced to the extraterrestrial moon babies and the moon creatures. The moon babies granted the Cryptonauts the right to take a moon creature of their choice back to their side of the moon. However, in order to do so, they must gain the moon creature. Once their respect is earned, the Cryptonauts become moon trainers. They are also granted the right to colonize their side of the moon as long as they follow the moon code. So let's get right into going through some of the characters through our market demo for the new moon collection. And we will start with the Cryptonauts. As you can see, we have the phase of the moon for the collection, as well as the accompanied personality traits. Let's start with Cryptonaut 0.001. The first Cryptonaut to land on the moon. 0.001 is the pioneer of the Cryptonauts, with the reliability and drive to maintain his head honcho status. The phase, origin, personality traits, moon cycle, and point totals for explore, research, and community are located here, as well as the gender. Next up, we have Cryptonaut 0.002 with its own unique attributes. This Cryptonaut is on a mission. Staking claim, 0.002 is not afraid to make a mark on the universe. His life goal is to leave a legacy behind. And my personal favorite is Cryptonaut 0.003. Being a major contributor to being a better tomorrow takes knowledge and experience graced with luck. 0.003 understands that good luck is an interpretation, and it all comes down to who is the most adaptable. I'll go through some of these quickly here until I go to my other personal favorite at the end, just to give you guys a good look at all the Cryptonauts in the New Moon collection. Cryptonaut 0.050. Timing is everything, and 0.050 always has enough patience for the perfect time's arrival. This Cryptonaut knows things have a way of working themselves out, so he waits with a mixture of ease and excitement for his coming fortunes. Next up, we have the Moon Creatures. They also have their own personality traits. I will start with Chocolate. Just like his beak, Chocolate is unbreakable. This chicken is not afraid to cross the road and knows just what he is made of. You can see that they do have higher point totals, as well as their origin is from the dark side. Next up, we have Chance. Able to hypnotize anyone with her appeal, this beautiful cheetah has a powerful impact over those around her. Chance has the influence of a fierce politician, but with pure intentions. And let's take a look at a couple more here for you guys. Yes, Gunder, with the personality traits of luck and faith. Gunder is his own symbol for good fortune, a master at keeping spirits up, even when circumstances don't look the best. And I will also show my personal favorite, Spears, with the personality traits of knowledge and leader. A saber-toothed tiger who is not afraid to take charge and lay out the game plan. With his awareness and insight, Spears brings fierce authority wherever he goes. Next up, we have the Moon Trainers. As you can see, they have more personality traits, as well as higher point totals. Jin, a true teacher at heart. Jin is the trailblazer whose bravery is anchored to his sound judgment and kindness. And Pixel. It's easy to go with the flow and maintain childlike wonder with an unwavering belief like Pixel's. Of course, a playful can-do attitude is part of this package, but her most striking trait is her insurmountable fearlessness. And finally, the Moon Babies. As you can see, they have the personality trait of extraterrestrial. I do want to, again, bring up the PDF for the universe documentation. It goes through a lot of these concepts in greater detail. For time's sake, I just would like to recommend going through it. Huddle, prankster, always ready for a good time. Huddle knows what goes down must come up in outer space, so she holds on for the long haul. She'll always come out on top, gold chains and all. I do want to highlight that they are from the Kryptonian galaxy. That's their origin, and they do have the highest point totals on the moon. Lastly, for the Moon Babies, let's go to Neon. Neon may seem a little unpredictable or even radioactive at first, but that's just his dynamic, spirited self shining through. What lies beneath is the perfect balance of pragmatic idealism, which gets him through any storm. Let's go back to the main section of the site, and we'll go through the moon map here. The Cryptonauts had decided to manage their side of the moon by dividing it into different sections, referred to as moon plots. These moon plots have different characteristics and values, so the Cryptonauts divided them up as fairly as possible through an event called the colonization. This generates cohesiveness among the smaller communities who must work together on the moon plots. As you can see, there are 100 moon plots, each with its own characteristics and values. In the center here, this is the village. Aside from our staking game, community members will be able to use their NFTs to play other fun games within our universe. And the moon plot, a home within a home, community within a community. These plots divide all Cryptonauts into teams, giving each member a place to belong. Again, this division took place at the colonization event, which is celebrated every full moon by all members. The arrangement is intended to strengthen the bond between members of each smaller community, thus the moon civilization as a whole. Next up, let's go through some of the locations found on the moon. These are the public locations, and they are the public places which you can find certain NFTs on the moon. I do recommend clicking on each of these and going through their creative descriptions. For time's sake, I will just show you them. Next up, we have the moon infrastructures. These are all the infrastructures you can build, and they all have their own staking requirements. Again, do click on the descriptions and give them a read. And finally, the village. This is where everyone can get together, as mentioned, to explore some of the fun things our universe has to offer. Below is our cycle 1 roadmap. As you can see, you can also go back and forth on our site between the light and dark mode. It's a cool little feature that we added. So this is our roadmap for our NFT and token airdrops in cycle 1. So there are 8 moon phases in cycle 1. Each moon phase, community members will be given the opportunity to collect 50 different cryptonauts, 50 different moon creatures, 4 different moon trainers, and 4 different moon babies. Each type of character NFT has a set total supply between 50 to 150. There are 2 types of airdrops. We have the NFT airdrops, located here with the parachute and the cryptonaut, and also the token airdrops with the token and the parachute. They work a bit differently, so let me explain. The NFT airdrops work in this fashion. When you buy in the new moon phase, you get rewarded in the waxing crescent phase. You get rewarded in the current phase for the characters you collect in the previous phase. These rewards include items that are used for the infrastructure requirements of the staking game. As you can see here, we show exactly what you will be getting through the airdrops. You get rewarded for each character NFT that you own. The token airdrops work in this fashion. You get rewarded for all the upcoming token airdrops. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 token airdrops. You get rewarded for each character NFT that you own. And there's also something that we have in between certain phases. These are the comet drops. There's special rare character NFTs that are auctioned off to the community. Stay tuned for that. We'll be announcing on our Twitter, Discord, and Telegram groups for more information as to the launch of these comet drops, as well as the timing for the token drops. This is just one of many cycles to come. I want to highlight the tabs up here. It goes into a lot greater detail in terms of the NFT airdrops. You can actually see exactly what you're getting based off of each character that you collect. I would give this a good read, go through it. Any questions, feel free to drop it in our Discord or Telegram, and we'll be happy to help you. This goes over the amount of tokens that you receive for each character that you collect, and as well as who is eligible for the token airdrops and our supply. This goes through the comet drops. It explains it in greater detail. I would like to highlight the last 2 tabs here and go through them, please. This is the infrastructures. So the cryptonauts build moon infrastructures on their moon plots. However, in order to do so, they need the necessary types and amount of food, special food items, equipment build points, and active moon team points in their respective communities. In most cases, there are also requirements set for certain infrastructures to be built and active prior. In abiding by the moon code, the moon teams must ensure the first infrastructures to be built are the water wells, greenhouses, and creature facilities. This is done to secure water, food, and proper housing for their moon creatures. If at any point there is not enough required items, water, or special food in the community to keep the 3 infrastructures fully operational, all infrastructures built on the moon plot become inactive. A significant portion of each moon infrastructure supply will be raffled off to the community members during the waxing gibbous phase. Each raffle ticket will cost 1 gas, and the remaining infrastructure supply will be saved for game rewards and future community raffles. Next up in this section is decolonization. So as mentioned, the cryptonauts decided to manage their side of the moon by dividing it into different sections referred to as moon plots. These moon plots have different characteristics and values, so they are divided up during the event called decolonization. Each moon plot comes with 10 available wallet spots, and the maximum wallets on a moon team is 100. The owner of each moon plot has the ability to send out invites, accept and decline requests to for others to join the moon team. They hold the deciding power over how to distribute infrastructure staking rewards amongst their team. And through a plot drop, they will gain access to the command center with a special access card, be awarded with a limited edition moon closet and a moon base, which is housing for 10 additional community members and their wallets once active. They will also be involved in certain areas of decision-making concerning future moon cycles. These moon plots will be made available during the full moon phase via auction, with the highest bidder being awarded the opportunity to lead a moon team in this one-of-a-kind new age society. All right, now let's go through a little bit of the economy and our tokenomics. Here is our planned tokenomics with a total supply of 1 billion. 100 million will go to the team. 200 million will be locked in a liquidity pool. 226 million will be airdropped in cycle 1 through the 4 token airdrops. And the remaining 474 million will be released in game rewards. I will go through a bit of the game rewards here. So most moon infrastructures allow moon teams to be rewarded with TTM tokens and or other special in-game rewards when active. The rewards are distributed amongst the 100 moon plots based off the total infrastructure points each moon plot has. To understand more about the terms used, such as total infrastructure points, please refer to our universe PDF to understand in greater detail. Again, any further questions you have, they're more than welcomed in our Discord or Telegram groups. I'm gonna end it there as far as giving you an overview of the universe. Just quickly, before I end the demo today, I did want to mention that we have all of our socials located up here in the top right-hand corner. Please do follow us on Twitter at @tothemoon_net and join our Discord and Telegram group. We'll be releasing information first on each of these channels, along with several contests and giveaways. We also have our SoundCloud located up here with plenty of our moon tracks uploaded for you to all enjoy. And just to give you a quick little look at the little feature here to show you some of the different characters that we have on our site. We currently have a few available team spots. If you feel you could be of any help, either through filling one of these positions or through other means, please reach out to myself, the mission specialist, or our flight engineer in Discord or Telegram. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for taking the time to listen, and we hope to see you all on the moon. Back to you, Dylan.
Very cool presentation. It seems like there's been a lot of work that has gone into building to the moon. There's a lot of drawings that have been done, and there's a lot of content that's been put in for the copy and to describe everything. So can you maybe share with us a little bit how long you've been working on the project and maybe why your team decided to choose NEO over any other blockchain?
For sure, for sure. Myself and Anthony have been working on this for years. We've known each other pretty much most of our lives, so we've been very good friends. We tend to hang out quite a bit. So this has been a creative experience ongoing. We've been longtime fans of NEO, longtime investors since AntShares. It was kind of a no-brainer for us, to be honest with you. We just love NEO so much, and we're very happy to be on NEO. Actually, through the hackathon, we were able to bring Ed on board. You guys must know him. He's fantastic. He's been a great help. He's the one who's kind of made our ideas come to life. Yeah, that's pretty much why, man. Like we just really love NEO so much, and we understand where it's heading. Has a lot of capabilities that we know that we could benefit from, and we're very excited to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, Ed is an ecosystem OG. He's worked on a few projects dating back a couple of years. So it's really cool that there's this theme that the hackathon has brought out that it's bringing people back. A lot of folks I've spoken with have been here since AntShares or since the 2018, 2017 kind of like last hype cycle. So it's awesome to see this reinvigorated energy and renewed energy. So is To the Moon going to be like a cooperation based game, or is it going to be a competition based game? How is this going to how are players going to be able to like interact with one another?
Great question. So we do have moon plots, moon teams of about 100, right? So you're going to be kind of working as a team, collecting your rewards. However, you'll be interacting with the other teams via the marketplace. So we've airdropped. We're going to be airdropping just enough of the supply in order for every moon team to function and make it to the dark side of the moon. That's where there'll be some cool, fun things happening. So in order for teams to successfully reach the other side of the moon with the airdrops, you'll have to interact with the other teams. And we have trading, auctioning, buying and selling all on our own marketplace, which is currently being developed. So that's the way you interact with the other teams. But yeah, you're essentially working with your own team, and your moonplot owner will decide how to distribute the tokens amongst the team. So there's a lot of political governance. Yeah, a lot of that going on.
Sounds fun. So when To the Moon? When are you planning to launch? And after you launch, do you have any estimated times for each of the moon phases?
That's a good question. So we are currently testing on testnet, and things are going great. We expect to be on mainnet in August, with our official sale date to be announced after. I know that's not what maybe what you want to hear, but I mean, we're working hard here. We do know that things are going really smoothly, and we'll be on mainnet in August, so shortly after that. The best way to stay up to date is obviously through Twitter and Discord or Telegram. So that would be the best way to figure out exactly when. And sorry, what was the last part there?
You can also stay up to date with Neo News Today when we provide coverage.
Yeah.
The second part is, are there any estimated times for each of the moon phases?
Right. So essentially, the way that our economy functions is we need the necessary characters to be in the hands of collectors. That way we can airdrop the items, which are the staking requirements. So we plan to launch each phase. You collect your characters, you get your token airdrops, you get your NFT airdrops. Essentially, as we move forward, right, then we can continuously move on to the next moon phase.
And will the graphics be done in 2D or in 3-dimensional?
Good question. We have a lot of things planned. Our first game will be 2D. Shortly after that, we plan to release a 3D version. Cool. And our end goal is VR, if I have to be quite frank. So we have ambitious goals. We've been fortunate enough to bring on very talented team members, and we obviously welcome more team members. We work very, very hard here. So we're planning on releasing the 2D game first, with the 3D game shortly after, and then let's say I can't even give a time frame, but you know, like we want to end up doing a VR version eventually. So that's our goal.
Nice. That's a nice long-term goal that you shared with us.
That's our long-term for sure.
Yeah, so some comments here. VR, so good. Hey guys, I love the artwork. Another question is, what makes this NFT project so unique versus other NFT projects?
That's a really, really great question. We believe the majority of To the Moon Universe early collectors will hopefully come from the core Neo community. So we have created a universe where the earliest collectors are rewarded the most. We airdrop NFTs, and we airdrop 26% of our total token supply to early collectors. So our metaverse is vast and one of a kind, and we're launching exclusively on Neo. There is collectible value as well as usable game value, with 47% of our token supply being rewarded to collectors through using the NFTs in games. So yeah, like that's pretty much what makes us differ. Is
the TTM airdrop going to be sort of a fair drop, or is it going to go through an IDO process? That's a great question. Probably best to ask Ed that question. You can drop that in our Discord or our Telegram. It is based off the character you own. I know a snapshot will be taken, and then based off who holds the characters in their wallets, they'll be getting the airdrops. Cool. And you mentioned that players will be able to utilize their NFTs to play in-game games. So can
Yes.
you tell us a little bit about what kind of games those are going to be? Are they going to be skill-based games?
So if you look at the village and you go through them, you can kind of get your mind wandering and kind of thinking about that. I do want to highlight, let's say, the races or the arcade battle station. So more like mini games. Let's say the racing game would be like a Mario Kart style. The battle station, you can kind of guess what it's going to be there. I don't want to give away too much. And then the arcade, obviously, like small little mini games that you would play in an arcade. So yeah, we're always open to ideas. Ed has been great as well too. He actually developed a really cool game too that we should be incorporating as well. So we look forward to progressing on that front.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure that if anybody has any questions, they can go to your social media channels or to your Discord. You guys have been very active in there.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you for giving us a demo of To the Moon. It looks like a lot of hard work has gone into the platform, and we look forward to bringing this onto the Neo N3 ecosystem.
Thank you so much, honestly, Dylan. It's been great talking with you guys today. I know there's quite a bit to cover, so any any outstanding questions, just drop in our Discord or Telegram, guys. Honestly.
Totally. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And that concludes our final demonstration of the week-long event of the Neo Frontier Launchpad demos. I once again want to reiterate how great everybody's presentations have been and how great the demos that came out of the event were, and just the general renewed excitement for what Neo N3 is going to be bringing and what it's going to be allow possibilities moving forward. I think every single project did a great job of playing with these new features and tools and adding them to their application. So thank you to everybody who participated in the event. Thank you to everybody who demonstrated, and thank you to Neo Global Development for hosting the hackathon so we can have so many great projects. This video, like the other 4 videos, will be uploaded to Neo Global Development's YouTube channel, and you can catch this on there if you want to watch this presentation again. And until the next time, we look forward to hearing from you guys on various social media. Have a good day, everyone.